Ding ding!
Howdy!
Hey everybody, welcome to Midwest Paratalk Radio here at the Midwest Paratalk Radio Network. Let me turn on all these other little pots so you don't hear all my other little stuff. Welcome back to the show. It's been a while since we decided to come on and do this, but here we are, and there you are, and so if anyone comes in, they can say, "Hey."
Hey, did you hear me burp when you were running the intro?
Welcome back, Deb. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Oh, hell no.
Deb.
What?
I can't hear you.
Oh. Okay, now I'm unmuted. What?
I got you. Nothing.
So it wasn't me, huh?
No, it's you.
Why? What? Liar. Look, he's lying.
All right, let me do this again because you didn't hear any of that. Welcome to Midwest Fair Talk Radio here at the Midwest Fair Talk Radio Network. Welcome back to the show. It's been a while since we have been on, but I'm glad we're back, and we've got a lot to talk about, a lot to discuss. And welcome you to people. We're streaming over on Facebook Live right now, as well as Twitter at Old Man Gaming on Twitter, and of course here at YouTube. So welcome to the show.
I asked, did you hear me burp during the intro? Because I looked up and said, you're live on the show. And I'm like, oh.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, you already know me.
Hey, where'd the chat go? Chat. Chitty chat. I don't know that we'll have anybody, but I didn't do any. I like 10 minutes before the show, I posted out on Facebook that we'd be live tonight.
Yeah, it's been a while, and I was bugging Greg earlier. I'm like, I got teeth now, so let's do a show.
For those of you who don't know, I think the last show we did was in July. And then I had a little hospital scare for a week or so we didn't do a show then. Right after that, Deb went into the hospital for a while.
Broke my freaking neck in my sleep, basically.
I think somebody jumped you while you were sleeping.
My husband probably tried to kill me. No, I messed up my neck somehow in my sleep, and I ended up with emergency surgery. So I was out of commission for quite a bit, and it's just been a really funky 6 months or so, man. Woo!
Then after your hospital stay, you broke your teeth.
I know. My neck hurt so bad that I clenched my teeth so hard I cracked my teeth, my dentures. And then, like a week later, they snapped completely in half, and it's been an adventure. And I didn't want y'all to see me with no teeth because I sound like Granny from the Beverly Hillbillies, and I kind of look like her too. And I'm vain, so I can't help myself. Finally got some teeth I can talk in. Hope God only knows how long they'll last. So I messaged Greg the other day. I'm like, Greg, I got some teeth. Let's do a show. Before they break, let's do a show.
Right.
It's somebody got a voodoo doll. I'm gonna find the sucker that has my voodoo doll. I'm gonna whoop somebody's arse. They're gonna go to the emergency room and get my voodoo doll out of their butt. Okay, we just probably got kicked off of YouTube for that. I'm telling you, it's been a minute. I mean, Facebook been up in my grill for dumb stuff.
Yeah, I saw that.
I mean, good God, I posted a video. I posted a picture of some puppies, and I mean, it probably wasn't even up 1 second. And bang, a screen popped up. And they
Yeah.
did, I mean, literally, no human being could be that fast. It had to be AI. And then they're like, you violated our terms of service. I'm like, what? For what?
Yeah.
So I requested a review, and like 2 seconds later, oh, we reviewed it. Nope. And then as soon as I went to move on from that, another pop-up came and said, well, you got two strikes now because we had to remove another one of your posts in November. And I'm like, what post are you talking about? So, and it let me see it. And it was just a picture I posted of some lovely message that some nitwit on Substack left me on, and which caused me, I just deleted Substack because I'm like, it ain't worth my trouble. And I'm like, Substack, yeah, I joined Substack. I got I quit Twitter in September or October because it's like the cistern of the social media. It's where all the turds go to float away. And so
Yeah.
I got tired of that. So I was looking around for other things, and I tried Substack, and yeah, that wasn't for me. Anyway, I posted that on my Facebook, and they removed it because it was a violation of their terms for hate crimes. And I'm like, hate crimes? What? If it was a picture of a text someone sent me,
Right.
I was a hate crime victim here. Oh, they told me one more time, and I'm banned permanently from Facebook. So
Wow.
I have to watch my P's and Q's on that.
Well, I mean, when was it? Well, I guess it was before July. I had made a couple posts in a group, and Facebook tagged me on both of them, saying that it went against policy that I was trying to promote or get likes or subscriptions from whatever video, and it wasn't even my video.
Mm.
I'm
This
like,
is what happens when you let computers run shit. This is what happens when AI is in charge, because it doesn't know about. It just follows algorithms. It doesn't discern. It can't.
I don't think it's all AI fault,
I
because
know
somebody has to program the parameters into the algorithm checker. You know what I mean? I mean, somebody has jacked up the algorithm for Facebook, and nobody has got, I guess, hip to it, or they even really care that it's out there.
Yeah,
But
if a human being, like the post that I put out this summer, it was a video of a guy teaching his parrot how to say "I love you."
yeah,
Okay, and I got it from Facebook. I was just
yeah,
sharing
well,
it.
yeah,
And I got in trouble for that. And I got put in Facebook jail. I'm like, what in the hell?
right,
It tells me that no human is looking at it because it's so fast. I
yeah.
mean, like 2 seconds after you post it, bam, it comes right back down. It's like, what?
Yeah.
So anyway, so that irritates me. I dealt with that. And then we got new phones, right?
Right.
We decided we had 12s, and we decided this would probably be the year we should go ahead and upgrade and get new phones. So we got 16 Pro Max iPhones. Like we're iPhone people.
Right.
So and mind you, my husband and I have the same exact phone, same exact software updates. His phone does not do any of this shit. Doesn't do none of this. It's my phone. I can be all crazy. I'll go to send a text message, and it'll give me the red exclamation point, said you could not text, right?
Right.
And I've got to do it again, and then it'll go through, right? Well, it's shut itself off and rebooted twice. And then I called Apple Care because I have Apple Care, and I'm like, this phone is acting crazy. My husband's phone doesn't do this. No, it's just we have been reports from other people. There'll be a software update, and it'll take care of it. I have a number. They don't know. Basically, that's their way of saying, we don't know what the hell's wrong with it. Just keep updating it, and maybe one day it will work right. I don't know. So anyway,
Really.
but there's that. I have done that. Like when I get in my car, used to be, I have a Ford car, I have Ford Sync, you know? So when I get in my car, once I, installed my new phone into the car, every time I get in the car, it automatically syncs up to my car, my phone.
Right.
Just like, and it automatically syncs up to my Wi-Fi in my house when I go into my house, right? Not anymore. Now it says cannot connect to the phone, and I have to do it manually and give it permission. And when I do the Wi-Fi, I have to put my Wi-Fi password in every time. I'm like, what the F? My phone takes pictures of shit out of the blue. It takes screenshots of screens that I'm using. It takes pictures in the room on its own.
I'd be taking that back over to the Apple shop and be like, this is possessed, fix it.
For real. And like I tried to call my son the other day. When I called him, I got this weird voice message that said his number wasn't available right now. It wasn't the typical voicemail box that we always have. And he's on my service, because $20 a month is a lot cheaper for him to just be on mine.
Right.
So he's on my service. So I go call him the other day, and instead of getting the voicemail box that I typically get, I get this weird voice that says his phone number is not accepting phone calls at this time, and some other weird stuff, and I don't even know. So I text message him, and I'm like, bitch, you blocked me on my own phone line. I'm taking your phone away. And he called me back and goes, what are you talking about? I haven't blocked you. I don't even know how. Wow. And so I tried calling him again after he texted me, and everything was fine. I'm like, what is happening with my phone? Right. And it's had 2 updates since I got it. Right. It's had 2 updates. And it's insane. I said to one of my friends that they're like, did you download some weird software? Some weird, I don't have any apps on my phone that I haven't had on there for the last 3 or 4 years, and it didn't do it. So there's nothing new on there. The only thing new on there is the Apple operating system. And like I said, my husband is the same thing, same phone that I have with all the same updates, and his is fine. His phone's not doing any. It's literally, my phone is possessed.
Sounds like it.
I am. You're right. And I am going to go back up to Verizon. If this continues on like this, I'm going to take this phone back up to Verizon. I'm going to give me another phone, because this thing is possessed. I have a haunted phone.
You do? Seriously? Yeah, I'd be right on that, Johnny, on the spot. Go fix it. That's ridiculous.
So, I don't know. And I look down when I go through my pictures, because I'm trying to keep my pictures light. I had like 5,000 pictures on my other one. I got to clean all that off. You know what I mean? And a lot of my videos that I took, that they showed up in my thing as videos, when I went back to look at them, they were just black. When I played them back, they're just black. The videos are gone. They're there, but they're black. Something is going on with my phone.
Yeah, that's weird. We have listeners say they were deleting photos and their phone just snapped too.
I just feel like I'm being stalked by something. It's weird. I've been more.
I wouldn't put that past your phone.
It sounds so paranoid, though. I don't like to be feeling like that, but what am I supposed to think? This is just bizarre right here. So I don't know.
Well, I mean, come on. There's been some bizarre things going on here the last month or so. So
all the sightings, all the UFO sightings up here in Kokomo, all the sightings all over the country, really all over the world, and all these drone sightings now here lately. And I've heard so many. I have seen, even just today alone, I've seen so many conflicting stories. Oh, they're drones. No, they're not drones. Oh, they're manned. They're single.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, they're, we don't know who they belong to. Oh, they belong to us. It's like, clearly no one knows, right?
Yeah, no one has a clue.
No. But what the hell? Why is there so damn many of them? And that video that I saw the other night of all those little lights in the, not, these would look like stars or satellites or something, maybe. Just like dozens of them whipping all over the place, back and forth in the sky. It almost reminds me of that dream I had that one time that there were like lasers shooting back and forth in the sky. They weren't shooting down at the planet, but they were shooting back and forth.
Yeah.
Back and forth up in the sky and I heard that Moody Blues song, "The War Above Is for Us," or some shit like that was going through my head. Remember that Moody Blues song?
Yep.
Has that line in it. Although I think the line is actually "The War of Love is for us," but I always confabulated in my head to say "The War Above." But I don't know.
The laser thing, I mean, maybe it was satellites beaming transmissions between each other. I mean, an irrational debunking background genre thing, I think. I don't know if that's even right, but I mean, maybe it could have been that, but there's a whole lot of weird going on at the moment.
The energy in the world feels weird to me. My anxiety level is a little bit tweaked, and I don't even really know why.
Well, yeah, questionable times. That whole drone thing, though.
Huh?
I was gonna say that whole drone thing is creepy.
It is. Who's watching who and why?
Right.
My tendency. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I watched a few different videos on it this morning, and I mean, YouTube is just as mixed up as CNN and Fox News and MSNBC and all those. I mean, everybody has a theory on what's going on. And I think the off the wall one was that somebody had said it was Iran, and Iran had bought all these drones from China, and they were all up and down on the East Coast from New York down to Jersey, over to Jersey, and down towards Virginia. And my first thought, because all this big story broke, and it was New Jersey, right? They kept saying New Jersey. I'm thinking nobody in their right mind, and if there's anybody from Jersey, don't flip out on me, but who in the hell would want to take drones over New Jersey?
Bedminster Golf Course, the Trump belongs to Trump, is in New Jersey. And that's the only thing I can think of that would be the link there. I mean, because he's gonna be the president elect, and
but I don't think this has anything to do with it. I really don't. And by no means am I a Trump guy, or politics suck, and I don't like talking about it. But I don't think it has to do with him, though. I think this is bigger than him.
Could be. I know. I think I just sent you a link to this not too long ago. I did see where a Chinese man was arrested for flying the drone over Vandenberg,
California.
Out in Vandenberg, over Vandenberg Space Force base.
Yeah,
which is kind of weird. I always feel like, do you remember when the balloons were flying over the country last year and everybody went berserk and they scrambled jets on everything? Remember when they shot one down up here up around Michigan? They shot at one.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
You don't remember they were all weather balloons just drifting across the country, and the government didn't know who they were, and they scrambled jets. Good God, man. Maybe you were sick then. I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah. So in my mind, I'm thinking these guys, and what I found out later was NORAD opened up the parameters on their radar. They had closed it down a little bit, and so they weren't seeing these. This is the explanation. They weren't able to see these smaller, lower altitude things because they had it tight. Their radar was tighter, but they opened it up a little bit, and when they did, they started seeing all this other stuff. And that's when that's what they claim is why they started seeing weather balloons floating across Colorado and floating across Michigan. And they didn't know who they belonged to. And they scrambled jets on them, and one of them got shot at. shot one down, I think, over Michigan. But in my mind, so see, I'm seeing, okay, they scrambled jets and shot at balloons, weather balloons.
Right.
So all these drones, if
Yeah.
nobody's doing it, if the government's not doing anything about them, they're not scrambling jets or anything, then they got to know, somebody in the military or somebody in the government way high up has to know what they are. Otherwise, we'd be shooting at them because we like to shoot at stuff.
Yeah, right. That was kind of what I was thinking as well. And one of the comments was that it's something military. They know what it is. And just to the point that you just made, if we didn't know what it is, they have technology that can pick up drones.
Yeah.
In these fighter jets that they could go out and just eliminate them.
Yeah.
You know, and
so there's a lot of chatter on, you know, I've seen, I'm not on Twitter anymore, but I hear about UFO Twitter. There's a lot of chatter everywhere about false flags and, you know, UFO disclosure. And this is supposed to be some sort of distraction from what's really happening. And, you know, I mean, there's rabbit holes galore. You got to be careful. You twist an ankle walking through this shit. So, and I don't really want to go down any of them, but I got to, you know, you got to kind of keep an open mind because, I mean, good God, we're living in the upside down right now. The whole world is crazy. So anything is possible. You know what I mean?
Definitely Stranger Things.
So, but it's like, well, it's kind of an interesting time to be alive, I guess, in a way, and yet somewhat scary.
Well, let's see. Well, the big invasion was supposed to happen, what, December 3rd?
Yeah, December 3rd. And I survived the December 3rd UFO invasion.
We'll need to make a shirt of that shit.
You know, I have to be honest with you. The thought of aliens doesn't scare me nearly as much as the thought of things that humans do to each other, to be truthful. To me, here's a t-shirt for you. I would consider an alien abduction a rescue mission. Okay, come and get me, baby. And don't bring me back this time.
I mean, yeah, it's freaky deaky. I don't understand. Well, I mean, I do. I mean, how many, you know, this is the end of the world hoaxes and claims that we've had over the last, 50 years.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Every June 22nd will be the end of the world. Nostradamus says so. Then I get flooded with Nostradamus videos on YouTube and I'm like, come on.
Do you remember Y2K?
Oh,
how the whole world, well, mostly the whole country went bonkers over Y2K. Oh, yeah. That, you know, civilization as we know it is going to crash. People were like hoarding their storm shelter and you know, all kinds of bizarro stuff that was supposed to happen. And here am I on New Year's Eve, 1999. Me and all my friends are dancing to Prince, full blast volume at midnight, and we're like, bring it on.
Yeah, I remember. Let's see. I remember doing computer updates for Y2K. At that time, I was working at the furniture place, and my cousin was head of IT for the furniture place, and I helped him do all the updates to the computers that they had, some kind of patch, Microsoft patch that they had, blah, blah, blah. And basically all it boiled down to was that on the computer calendar, it didn't show past 1999 for some reason. And everybody freaked out. It was nothing. And Y2K. Yep.
I still have some old Y2K memorabilia, I think, in my that survived the tornado because it was in my cedar chest in some box or something. You know, I still have a few things like that. So I have soil samples from the backyard on June 30th, 1983 that survived the tornado in my mom's cedar chest.
That's crazy.
I know, right?
It's made of cedar.
Yeah, it is. It cost me like $300 to fix it after the tornado, but it was worth it. It was actually it was the first year wedding anniversary gift from my dad to my mom. So there's a little bronze plaque on the front of it that says "Happy Anniversary to Janet" from Bob, and then the date on it, and it's like the 50s, I think.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Well, you
So
was around then, though, weren't you?
I was born in 1959. Thank you very much, you little
Hey,
brat.
I can't help it. Hey, I'm old too. I don't want to hear it. So
You're not that much. You're not that much younger than me, Sonny boy.
I don't know. I think we borrow the same body because my body's broke too.
I'm tore up from the floor up, as they say.
Right. So since we've been here last, we've had a few BIPS investigations that we've been on. I think we were at the roads twice.
Fun.
We've had some private investigations that we have done. So we've been busier than one-legged men. And an ass kissing
You're fired.
Ass kicking contest.
Oh Jesus!
Has some good evidence come out of there, especially this last visit at the roads.
Yeah, that was fun.
Fun and a little scary, but
Yeah, I got a little scary. I missed all the scary stuff.
I'm glad you did.
Old lady, I bounced out of there early because I'm old. And I live 20 minutes away, so I could go home and sleep in my own bed.
Right. Yeah, we had outdoor visitors trying to check us out, and they're wanting to steal cars and whatnot. And,
yeah, humans, not ghosts.
Right. So that was a little scary.
Yeah, so that's a good point to bring up, though. When you're out on an investigation, you got to be mindful of your surroundings, and not just about ghosts, but about things like our little visitors they had.
Right.
Because like I said before, we living in the upside down, people doing crazy stuff. So
for real.
Yeah, I was scared for you guys when I heard about it. I was glad everything was cool.
Yeah, I kind of, put the kibosh on the whole investigation thing, but we still got some good stuff out of there. And, but wanting to see about doing Asher Walton. And I know that we're talking this summer about the Valeska house in Iowa. And I posted a video today. If you guys are out there in the Midwest Prayer Talk Radio Facebook page, I posted a video of the guy talking about one of his experiences there by himself during this wintertime. There's a blizzard going on, so the paranormal team decided to call off their investigation because of weather. And the guy was like, I'll just sleep here. You'll just sleep there. Let me just say, I'm not on board with the whole, sleeping where you investigate thing. There's just too much that you just leave yourself open. But anyway, that's a different story for a different time. And I guess he did his thing, locked up all the doors, went to bed, and he heard the front door open and close. And he's like, oh, it's got to be somebody that is associated with the house, right? Like one of the other caretakers or whatever. And he could hear the boots on the floor walking. He heard the boots coming up the stairs. So being a smart ass, he's like, I'm going to go jump in the closet and then jump out at him and scare him because they don't know I'm here. So he's in the closet and he can see the light from the street light through the window underneath the door in the closet. And he could see the shadow of a person walk past the door, and he jumps out of the door and goes, ah, there's nobody there.
Boo.
Right. And then he heard someone laugh and he was like, that was probably, he said, one of the most memorable experiences that he had at that house.
I bet.
I'm like, bro.
Did he still sleep? Or did he decide to leave?
He didn't say. I mean,
I believe I would have just went ahead and left in a blizzard.
I don't know. First off, you're breaking a cardinal rule. Never be alone by yourself.
Exactly.
If there was somebody else there, then we may have probably investigated a little bit. But would I have stayed there alone to begin with? No. I would have came home. But never by yourself. Remember that, people. Never by yourself.
No, that's not safe.
right?
You could run into people like y'all ran into
Yeah,
the other night.
for real,
Not ghosts, people.
right? And also, I was I was just looking at ghostly things today, and remember Brandon Alvis?
Yeah.
He was with Ghost Hunters International for a while, and he got done doing that, but he started doing his own production stuff and has his own Ghost Hunters TV show called Haunted Discoveries. You guys can Google that and you can watch his episodes. He's like in episode or in season 3 now, but he's the first guy that kind of talked to me about the Valeska house and where we had played a EVP from the Valeska house that he had captured with his team. And that's one of the reasons why that's on my bucket list to go there, because the EVP was, one, it was terrifying, but 2, it was so clear and so in your face, even through a recorder. It's like, man, I've got to go there. But anyway, go out, look, Haunted Discoveries. His name is Brandon Alvis, and you guys might know him from Ghost Hunters International. But good guy, and he's doing good things now. So
Cool.
You
guys got a really great video at the roads.
We did.
And did you submit that to Paranormal Caught on Camera?
Yeah. Billy had submitted that to Paranormal Caught on Tape.
Yeah.
Camera. And they reached back out to him and said that they're going to have their people analyze it and look at it. And and then we'll go from there. And if they, going to use it or whatnot, they'll reach out to Billy and then we'll sit down with him and tell him what was going on and the backstory of that. I wonder if I can.
I don't know. You guys is so good. I mean, I've been doing this for a long, long time, and it's probably one of the better video captures that I personally have seen or been in the vicinity of when it was happening. I'm telling you, there was a couple. Huh? Yeah, there was 2 videos. The bigger one, the entity walking across, is the one that gets your eye. But that first little video, it's like this little black head pops around the corner. This like shadow, you know what I'm talking about? The little shadow person that looks around the door frame down at where they're at and then pops back and in. So, I mean, that's 2 really good videos. That black shadow was so dark. That's how you know it's like legit, because they're like an endless darkness that you can't describe.
I'm going to see if I can get them up here.
I'll tell you, I had an experience. I had a little bathroom experience there this last time, and the time before I had a bathroom experience. I'll tell you all about my bathroom experience. The first time I had the bathroom experience there, so not this last investigation one, but the one before that, I went to the bathroom, and it's just one bathroom downstairs, and everybody else had gone on break. And so I went to the bathroom to use the bathroom, and I was just in there for 30 seconds or so, and the doorknob jiggled and there was a slight tapping. And so I said, I'm in here. I'll be out in a minute. And then I took care of my business. A couple of minutes later, I went to go out and there's nobody there.
Right.
So I thought, okay. I went to looking around the house. There was no one in the house. So I went outside and everybody was outside vaping or smoking. And it was a pretty decent night out. So they were kind of just outside taking a break. There was nobody in the house but me when that happened. There wasn't anybody that came to use the potty while I was in there.
Right.
And I told all of them what happened. They're like, it wasn't none of us because we've been here for like 20 minutes. So I'm like, okay, that's cool. So then this last time I went to the bathroom, I halfway expected something to happen. I went to the bathroom like 2 or 3 times while I was there. Nothing happened. But the last time when I came out, after I shut off the light, I went to pull the door closed behind me and bam, it slammed. Somebody shoved it from inside to the point where I had to kind of step out the way so it didn't hit me. And I think I looked at you or somebody and said, I didn't do that. because it was loud and I didn't want anybody to think I slammed the bath. Something in the bathroom shoved the door behind me. Okay, which one is this?
This is the first one.
This is the little head.
Here, hold on. Let me see if I can move it here. No, this is the body.
Oh, okay. Because something in that house likes the bathroom and likes to see when you go potty.
All right, watch right to the left of this wall for the stairs here into that doorway at the end of the hall. There it was.
Yep. It kind of appears like before. Yeah.
Now, what I am going to tell everybody.
Which everybody was accounted for at this location. So I was upstairs with the crew. So it was
I was with you. Yeah.
And Sydney, Ian, Dale.
There was 5 of us upstairs, I believe.
Gary and me. And there were 6 of us upstairs.
Okay.
There were 3 at base camp, which is to the right of the doorway there.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was 1 in the parlor where they used to have the showings, the people wakes is what I'm looking for. And
she was just sitting in this rocking chair. She wasn't walking around.
Right. Let me pull up the second one.
Did he send both of them to Paranormal Caught on Camera?
He did.
Cool.
So let me do this little Sherry thing again.
That was a pretty good night up until
the
Tom Corey. Yeah, it was okay. I mean, it's pretty good for me until I went home. But
all right, here's the second one. So it's going to be in the same area as that door.
Yeah.
But it's going to come from the other. It's going to come from the right to left.
Yeah. And it's very dark.
There it is.
See? Yeah.
It'll have crisp, clear edges.
And it's kind of weird that it it's just weird that it's that light, it's almost like it was somebody's shadow or something, but I don't think that was the case. Do you?
Not at all, because nobody was standing up. Because we had 2 on the cameras for base station for the DVR, and we had 1 monitoring the chat because we were live streaming that night. So all 3 were doing a job.
And we were all still upstairs, the rest of us?
Yep. And that door that it looks like it's going into there, that was the old speakeasy that they converted into the guy that lives there, his apartment. But
that's bizarre.
Yeah, it was bizarre. But yeah, he submitted both those videos to them. They're going to go over it, and they'll talk to them if they need any information or whatnot. But the thing was, I mean, everybody was accounted for, so there wasn't anybody just randomly walking around. I mean, generally on an investigation like that, we just don't have people randomly walking around. That just doesn't happen.
No, that's not a good idea.
Right. And if it is, you'll see them on the cameras, because chances are that we're walking right by where the DVR cameras are set up to go into that room to do our investigation. But yeah, it was some pretty good footage. I had to look at it a few times though, to, put my debunker cap on and see if I could debunk it.
We did our due diligence. They tried to recreate it. They made sure everyone was accounted for. And, it was not recreatable. So
it was not. And generally, I mean, if we've got stuff like that, generally we can come up with, okay, well, walk here. Okay, yep, that's what it was. Debunked. Or that noise, let's see if we can recreate it. We can. Debunked. We can't. Guess what? That's evidence.
Yeah.
But that was weird. and it was probably one of the better catches that I've ever seen as far as going through the investigation and analyzing the evidence. So I was pretty pleased with what we caught.
Now,
It
I
reminds me
remember,
of the Kokomo house.
I was just getting ready to say when we went to Astrid's house that time,
Yeah.
and we were setting up the camera, and we caught that vapor of an entity that peeked its head around the corner, the door
Yeah.
frame, and when it saw the camera, it stuck its head back behind there. Yeah, I mean,
Right.
we tried to debunk that. So, was somebody was that a reflection of coming off of that picture behind there and all? Nobody was there. I mean, that was just pure and
Now,
spirit. That was spirit, man.
I will say, Kyle and Angie, and wasn't Natalie those three in the bathroom in there? Natalie was telling them about the stuff that went on into the bathroom.
Uh-huh.
And it was 30 seconds that they were in that bathroom. Then that thing came out and peeked its head around the corner and saw us. And it was like, nope.
Nope. Camera, bye.
Right.
And then we were at the Davies house in Kokomo, the EVP that we got of the gurgles. That, the MRIPA EVP of the High Ginger was always my favorite, and I thought one of the best I'd ever heard until that
Gurgles.
Davies house. I am not kidding you. I've never heard anybody else have an EVP even. I've never on anybody on TV or anywhere have an EVP that stinking clear, and that, I mean, it sounded like the woman who said it was sitting between you and I, and she literally started to talk over me as I finished my sentence, and it was louder than me. And I mean, I have never in my life heard an EVP that stunning. That's the best one I've ever heard that you and I captured at the Davies house in Kokomo.
I'm seeing if I can't find that audio.
Oh, because I'm telling you, I've been watching paranormal TV shows on television for 20 years, and ain't nobody ever had an EVP that good, ever.
It was so crystal clear.
It was unbelievable.
And the pickles. They still incorporate, do you like pickles when we do EVP sessions now?
Uh-huh.
I know that 8 times out of 10 they get a response saying I like pickles.
Because the other people hate pickles and it's not worth a response.
Oh, come on. Everybody loves pickles.
Everybody loves pickles, D. Come on. No. Look at her. No, pickles suck. I love pickles. Oh, come on.
I wonder how I can put this audio. Oh, wait.
Did you find it?
I found it, but I need to figure out. Bear with me. Video storage. No. Presentation. Upload. Download.
We have a new, we're using a different kind of thing than we used to have before. We knew how to upload audio clips and stuff on the other one, but I actually like this platform better, frankly.
I do too. Upload. There it is. I think I got it.
Yay, because this is great. I love this one.
Deb's tummy going.
That's my belly gurgling.
Gurgles.
Y'all who lived here previously had digestive issues can completely understand.
I'll play it one more time.
And keep in mind, that woman's voice who says gurgles isn't me or Greg. And Greg and I were the only 2 people in that house.
At the time, yep. Here we go.
Gurgly gurgleson.
Right. That's Deb's tummy going.
That's my belly gurgling.
Gurgles.
Y'all who lived here previously had digestive issues. That's my belly gurgling.
Gurgles.
Y'all who lived here previously had digestive issues can completely understand what I'm dealing with here.
That's crazy.
I'm telling you, when I heard that, the hair on my arm still stands up, not because it scares me, but because it's so freaking cool. And I think to myself, man, I wish I'd have known she was in there with us laughing at us. Then I would have talked to her directly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because clearly she wanted to interact. She was listening to what I said because you could almost hear the laugh in her voice as she said gurgles.
Right.
My stomach is notoriously noisy. I mean, and if I drink any kind of bubbly pop, it's even worse. And you could literally hear my stomach before I said that. That's why I said gurgles, because I wanted to kind of tag the audio so I'd know it was my stomach.
Right.
But that was not my stomach that said
Well, I mean,
gurgles.
we've had some pretty outstanding EVPs, even to the extent when we were at the Franklin Township home where the mic keyed off. I have that too. But
yeah. Oh my God. That just blew my mind.
and
We got an EVP through a mic.
Right. Through a walkie-talkie. And all the walkie-talkies were on the same countertop.
They were all on the same channel also.
Yep. And only one keyed off with a little girl's voice saying, "Hello, everybody."
And they were all on the same channel. So technically, all of them should have broadcast that.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah, I should have keyed off on all of them. I mean,
all four should have gone off.
If it was one like a walkie-talkie that just caught the same frequency that was outside of the residence, then all of them should have keyed off because they were all on channel 13 at the time.
Yep. And it was like 3:30 in the morning. We were breaking down, ready to go home.
Right.
And I wouldn't say we were out in the boonies, but we were in the suburbs.
We were in the boondocks.
Well, it wasn't a neighborhood. We were out more rural, so the houses were a little farther apart. And wasn't there a graveyard right behind us? The house?
It was one house over, and then across the street, and that's where they used to have a graveyard. And I think they dug it up.
Yeah, somebody got left behind.
Yeah,
I swear. Do you have that? I might have that somewhere.
I will have to dig through my Google Drive and see if I can still find it.
I think I probably just have it here in my EVP things.
Well, if you have it, can you upload with your guest status?
I don't know. I couldn't
after the show.
I couldn't remember how to get on here, so I'm crazy. Let me see here. Oh, what did I just do? Okay. Get over there.
Deb, where'd you go, Deb?
Right.
Oh.
I don't know what I'm doing, so bear with me because I am old and non-technical. Okay. What is that? I don't want to leave. Share. How do I do share screen for that?
You can try, yeah. We'll see if we can hear it. If not, you can send it to me in Messenger and I can pull it up.
Oh, you know what? I'll just do that because trust me, that would probably be easier than doing what I was just about to do.
Right.
I believe this is it. Did you get it?
I did.
All right. I hope that's the right one.
Trying to get it downloaded.
That's it. Hello, everybody.
Could you hear it?
I could hear it.
All right, here we go.
Why is the walkie going off right now? I still remember Angie's face. I thought her jaw was going to hit the floor.
I think it did twice.
She She about sucked her tongue in.
That was hilarious.
It was hilarious. And like I said, it was mind blowing because we instantly knew that it was paranormal.
Yeah.
Because none of the other walkies, they were all on the same channel. We were just about ready. We had them all spread out on the kitchen counter and we're ready to shut them off, take the batteries out and pack them away.
Mm-hmm.
Believe, there's no way. First of all, even it's weird where we were at that time of the morning. There's no way some little kid
was going to be up.
And how would they know that? I mean, she was saying hi to us.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. It's like, holy shit,
right.
We got
crazy.
We've had some really good stuff. Honestly,
we work well. When we do an EVP session, we're guaranteed an EVP. I mean, I say that, but next time we go, when I say that, we probably won't get anything. But still, though, since we've been together and investigating, and I mean, and we've known each other for 15 to 17 years.
It's been a minute. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, I mean, every investigation that we go on, we are not a conventional EVP session duo. When we do it, we cut up and we razz each other back and forth, and we just talk a whole pile of shit.
Yeah.
And every time that we do that, the EVPs are phenomenal.
Do it's
really crazy.
The energy you bring to an investigation has a lot of power.
Yeah.
I mean, it really does. And we come in there with an attitude of like, we're here, we're going to have some fun. We're going to have fun. A lot of people, they take themselves a little bit too seriously. They don't allow that positive energy to happen. I think it attracts, it's attractive to the other place, the others that, you know what I'm saying? And they want to participate, just like the lady who laughed at my gurgles and had to repeat it just because, Well,
I mean, when you go into an investigation, you go, is there anyone here that wants to talk to us? What's your name? Why are you here? What, blah, blah, blah. It's drab and boring.
Yeah.
You add a little fun and, talking smack back and forth to each other. And I think just like anyone, I mean, even if, we were in a room full of alive people, they're going to giggle and chime in and talk as well. So I think it entices and gives that comfortable environment feeling when we're having a good time and doing our thing like that. And the greatest thing ever, and I've got to say this, these BIPS guys, since I've joined them, have adopted that style of EVP session. And an EVP, a couple of investigations ago, private residence, it was kind of slow. It was kind of quiet. And, I doubt we get any EVPs off of this. And I analyzed all of the audio out of it, and I ended up getting like 45 to 48 EVPs out of that. I think I just got to give kudos to them because they've adopted that style of EVP session, and it's really working out.
And like I said, I don't. When you go on an investigation, I always say, don't bring any fear in with you, because fear just feeds the negative, and that's not what we're interested in. Take that nonsense somewhere else. And I say that when I go in, and I don't get bothered. Right. But also, I don't advocate for provoking.
Right.
I think it's annoying. And if I were a spirit and you did that shit to me, I would scratch the hell out of you. I would throw a chair at you. I would, you know what I mean?
I would leave the room.
Yeah, negative. Don't bring negativity into an investigation in any way, including fear. If you're afraid, then you're in the wrong line of business. Don't,
Right.
you know what I mean? I used to get on the guys, the younger ones, when we went out with MUFON and did UFO investigations and whatnot, and they'd get all freaked out and start running and squealing the other way. I'm like, get your ass back here. Why are you even here? If you're
Right.
going to be that way, go home. We don't need that here. You know, I don't want you to have a heart attack or trip and break your leg or something, for one thing. And for another thing, I don't want your negative energy to be negative attracts negative, positive attracts positive. That goes along with everything in life, including paranormal investigations. If you don't want to attract negative things, don't bring negativity to the investigation. Period.
And I'm 100%. If you're not in the right frame of mind before the investigation, you're going home.
Yeah, stay home. Stay home, because it ain't happening.
Nope. You're opening yourself and everyone around you to having some issues. It's not worth it.
And like you said, either they're going to get pissy and be like me because I'm hateful, or they're going to be like you and just shut up and go home. They're not going to play.
I'm taking my ghostly voice and I'm going home.
I'm going to take my ball and go home. Screw you guys. I'm going home.
Take my toy and go home.
Yeah.
So for real. it just, but yeah, I mean, these guys, it's cool to see them adopting that style of an EVP session. And I mean, the whole take, even having that light, fun-filled type session. I mean, like I said, I think it was like total was 48 EVPs from that investigation when they really adopted into that form of EVP taking and EVP sessions. It was phenomenal. That's cool. I do want to say too, on a side note, for you guys that are listening now, it's going to catch this on YouTube. Boonville, Indiana Paranormal Society we're going to start a podcast. We're going to start running on Saturdays. So
cool. I was going to ask you about that because I saw that.
Yeah. So we're working on the name for it right now and getting everything put together. And once we have a name, I'll do an intro and all that, and we'll do it here on Restream as well. But that's coming soon. So you guys stay tuned to that. Keep an eye out for it. We'll post it out for when, we'll get started doing it. If it happens to fall on days that have, that we'll have an investigation for that evening, we'll live stream it from the investigation, not only with video, but also with the radio show, the podcast. So it'll kind of intertwine. So it'll be cool. I think it'll be fun.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. I enjoy, I go with them, like when they come up to Kokomo and when they've been to the roads a couple times, I've been there with them. I'm grateful. I'm appreciative that they allow me to hang along with them because I'm not really, in a paranormal group anymore, basically. So they let this old lady hang out with them, and I really appreciate it. And I love
Billy and Felicia have adopted you.
And I love to watch them when they go places that I can't go with them. I love to watch the live stream. I'll pop in and out throughout the night and hang out because I'm a night owl anyway. Woo, I feel like I'm missing something. I want to be there, but right.
So, I mean, as many investigations that we can get you to come out on with us, it's definitely going to happen because I don't know, you're family. That's how it is. And Billy and Felicia, I think they feel the same way, but I've always felt like that with you because we're kind of two peas in a pod.
Yeah, he's my little brother. Somehow go upside his head sometime.
We're the same person. It's really weird on investigations. We're the same.
Yeah,
the same tactics. I mean, it's just and two. If you guys are in the market for an exceptional digital voice recorder, All right. I want you to look into the Zoom series digital voice recorders. It's the H1N and the H6N. Check those out. The H6 is a little expensive, but it's well worth it because just like the H1, you can hear what's happening 3 doors down from where you're at with the headphones, because you can live feed with headphones into the digital voice recorders, and you can hear it real time. So a lot of the EVPs and stuff that we've been capturing here lately, I can hear real time as it's happening. And I know that, okay, there's something there that I really need to dig into and figure out what was going on with it. But you guys check those out. You won't regret it. It will bump your EVP game up to 10.
And it's so much easier on your ears when you're doing review. Oh my gosh.
It is.
It really is. It's so much easier. It's worth every penny. I've had the H1 for quite a while now. It's old, but man, it's still, and it's a great piece of equipment. I don't carry very much with me. I carry my H1, and sometimes I bring my old K2 meter. I got the kind you still got to put a penny in. That's how old mine is. And that's pretty much all I work with, the other I'm always with cameras. I use my cell phone to take pictures, and I've gotten some pretty interesting photos, but basically I'm in my goal is EVPs. So that's what I usually bring. And the H1, you can't beat it, honestly.
No, not at all.
And it's a stereo, it's stereo recorder. I think they were developed for musicians.
They were.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And they are fantastic.
They have this Omni mic Zoom recorder. It's like in a triangle, and it's got an omnidirectional, like 2 or 3 mics on top of it. I need to hit the lottery because I'm gonna get one of those. It's so cool. And then they have like a small deck one that's probably about 5 inches wide, and you could set it up with dynamic mics, so XLR cables, and plug into it. And you know how clear that these mics are. Can you imagine having that in the center of a room doing an EVP session?
You'd have to make sure your team definitely is schooled on no whispering.
Oh, yeah.
You'd probably have to have the entire house quiet while you do it, because literally when we do EVP sessions, even with my old H1, you can still hear them downstairs through the walls and the floor at the base station. Yeah. And they're not even loud. They're not talking like crazy loud. Like I get kind of loud sometimes. I can't help myself and forget. At least when I'm loud, oh, hell, that's Deb. But, so we probably would have to go radio silence when we do an EVP session with one of those.
Yeah, it'd have to definitely be sound discipline on that.
Mm-hmm.
But it would almost be, I think, worth it.
Oh, for sure.
To amplify that session. I mean, is it something that you need? No, it'd just be cool to have. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But it definitely would take that whole EVP thing to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
But the H1s, they do that now already. I mean, where were we? We're doing a house, a private residence here, a town or two over, and it wasn't a duplex, but the basement walls butted each other. So there was an easement in between the houses, except the basement walls underneath. And you could hear the next door neighbors through the basement into their house with the H1. Mm-hmm. And it was Spanish, so I don't know what they were saying. But it's like, we actually thought we were getting like EVPs in Spanish until we realized the next door
was the neighbors. Well, you know what? I kept hearing, like I had headphones on with my H1, and I heard the cat. That Rhodes Hotel has a ghost cat. I'm not kidding you. Everybody who goes in there hears the cat gets pictures of the cat. We've got a picture of the cat. We've got EVPs of the cat.
Yep.
That last time we were here, I probably heard that cat half a dozen times, and I could sort of hear it on the EVPs. I mean, on the recording, but I couldn't pull it up enough.
Right.
We might have like a couple that were vaguely, faintly you could hear. I heard them better in there. No cats anywhere around here, but the problems that we had later on in the night with humans, all through both EVP sessions. This is a small town, okay, and this was after midnight, and it's a small town, and I'm like thinking to myself, damn, there's a lot of traffic in this little bitty ass town after midnight, because I kept hearing a car going by or a vehicle driving by. And I'm like, damn, that's a lot of traffic out here at night in the middle of nowhere. It wasn't a lot of traffic. It was the same truck that was circling the house over and over. Right. I could hear it through my headphones. At the time, I didn't realize what I was hearing. In retrospect, now we know what we were hearing. Greg heard it too. All night long, these people were circling this house like sharks circling a bucket of chum. For an hour, man. They were really
for a long time.
They were stalking us big time. So
that was a little bit scary.
It was very scary.
After you left and they got out there and they actually pulled and sat in front of our cars and then pulled in front of the house across the street and sat there with all the lights and stuff off on the car or on the truck. But all of the activity in that house after that point was gone. We didn't get any other EVPs, video, anything. No hits on the REM pod, nothing for the rest of the night.
They were probably trying to not distract you from what you needed to be paying attention to.
I feel like you're right. Yeah.
I do. I feel like they were like, oh, there's some shit about to go down here. These people need to be paying attention to outside, not inside.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying that's the way the feeling, that's the vibe in that house. I've been in there like 3 or 4 times. I've been in 4 times now.
4, yeah.
And it's probably over the last 10 or 12 years. I've been in there like 4 times, but never a negative vibe. Always curious. My feeling is curious, playful, maybe sometimes annoyed, but not mean or negative in any way. So when all this happened and you said it just went dead silent, whatever we interact with whenever we go there was aware of a danger to us from outside and didn't want to distract us. Didn't want to distract you guys from what you needed to be paying attention to. And it worked because you guys noticed. Mm-hmm. And Popo was, hello, 911. You got to do what you got to do. You got to protect yourself.
And after that, I mean, there's maybe 7, 8 cops around the area for the next hour and a half.
And good. And rightly so.
Right. But all the paranormal activity in the house just completely stopped.
I'm curious to know. I was curious to know if there was a group investigating at the other house, the next block over, and whatever, if something was happening there too, because that's a kind of a unique situation out in Atlanta. You've got 2 pretty well known old hotels. Mm-hmm. Or old houses that are really well known in, paranormal research. And they're like a block away from each other in the same little tiny ass town in the middle of Indiana, in the middle of nowhere, which is kind of wild. But,
right. I don't think they had an investigation that night. I think when we got there were people loading out stuff at 6:30. So I don't know if they had some kind of day thing going on or if it was the owners that were leaving. But there was no activity there at night when we were there.
Yeah.
So
you've never been to there, have you? You've never been to the actual
never been to, no.
It's a beautiful house. I mean, it's beautiful inside. Of course, I'm a sucker for old Victorian houses with the giant wraparound porches and all the wood inside, all the beautiful woodworking stairs and whatnot. And It's a beautiful old house. And
It is.
I got some fantastic EVPs when I was in there.
Yeah.
I really did. I got some excellent EVPs, really very clear Class A EVPs when I was there that one time. So I mean, it's another place that I would say it's probably well worth the trip.
Yeah. Yeah. We've talked about going. I don't know. It's not going to be this year. I know that for a fact. But
Oh yeah, well, there's only 2 weeks left in the year, so
well, true. But yeah, we definitely have talked about that. Right now, I mean, in the month of December, we had an emergency investigation last weekend. With it had to do with kids, so the emergency response team deployed out for that and kind of did a day investigation, trying to check things out. Wasn't a whole lot of activity really at the time, but that's one of those things. It's still going over the evidence, still reviewing it.
and with you're dealing with teenagers, there's something called psychokinesis, and teenagers are notorious for
These
that.
are adolescent. They're not teenagers. They're like between 3 and 5.
Oh, that's toddler range.
Yeah. But still, made them nervous. So, we deployed out as quick as we could and went to go check it out. And yeah, like I said, we implemented a emergency paranormal response team. So when cases like this hit and we know what's going on, okay, there's kids involved, we're there. Apparently they had reached out to a couple of teams around the area that turned them down, weren't going to go out, take a look at it. I'm like, how can you be a paranormal team and then somebody says their kid's having problems and then not go check it out? I didn't understand that, but to each his own, I guess.
Yeah.
That's not how BIPS operates. They'll go, what we did, we dropped everything we were doing and headed that way. So
did everything turn out all right?
Yeah, I think so. I think we gave some good sound advice and help to the parents there, and Billy and I need to sit down and go over the evidence and look at it in depth with a fine-tooth comb. I didn't get a whole lot of EVPs, and that's pretty much, I mean, there's really no pictures or anything like that. I still have still cam pictures I need to take a look at, but we'll talk about it offline or off air as well. I'll tell you a little bit more about it, but
yeah, cool.
Yeah, it was freaky deaky for sure.
So do you guys have anything lined up?
We have another investigation next week from Saturday. Kind of the same issue in a little town about 30 minutes up northwest of us, that a kid's having problems. A grandfather and his grandson are having some problems. So we're going to go out and take a look at that and see what we can figure out what's going on with them and help them out there. But then after that, I think we're pretty much done till after the beginning of the year, unless, an emergency comes up.
Well, it's not until July the 17th to the 20th of 2025, but I've been asked to be a speaker at the International MUFON Symposium that's going to be in Covington, Kentucky / Cincinnati metro area in July. So
okay.
I accepted.
Nice.
My talk is going to be, well,
your co-host is?
Yeah, of course. Well, the theme for the MUFON Symposium this year is Hidden Truths, a Modern Analysis of Lost Research. Well, my case with the story that Bud wrote about me is 40 plus years old. So, it's lost research, I'd say. Bud's been passed away since 2012, and honestly, Bud to me was a pioneer in the whole UFO abductee or contactee or experiencer, whatever part of ufology, right? So,
right.
I'm honestly a little surprised they asked me to speak, because I've never been invited to speak at a MUFON symposium before.
Yeah.
And MUFON, in the past anyway, was always more nuts and boltsy. But I appreciate that they've invited me, and I want to make the best of it. So I've decided that my presentation is going to be, the title of it's Bud Hopkins Intruders, the first person account of the event and the investigation. So I'm going to tell about that particular night. And everybody who hears me speak, I get distracted. I got 8 million stories, and one thing leads to another. I'm going to be very focused on June 30, 1983, how I met Bud, how Bud conducted the investigation into the case, and the several years that went on and through, and all the things that were done, how he did everything that he did, and then maybe if there's a little time there at the end, I will just let people know how I'm doing 40 years later, right?
Right.
And I'll have a little slide, little PowerPoint presentation with some photos and whatnot. But so it's going to be something different than I've usually done. But I'm going to focus on the investigation and as well as the case. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
If you think about it now, I'm old. I'm 65. My case is 40 years plus old. I mean, there's Travis Walton. He's, his case was from the 70s, and he's a little bit older than me. I think he's maybe 70 years old now or something like that. And if there's not many of us left, like of the old cases that were well known. Almost everybody, Barney and Betty Hill are gone. The Pascagoula, both the guys from Pascagoula, Charlie Hickson and Calvin Parker, have both passed away now. Betty Luca Andreasen, Betty Andreasen's passed away now. A lot of people are gone now. So, I'm thankful to be able to have this opportunity. So if anybody's in Covington, Kentucky / Metro Cincy area in July, come to the MUFON meeting and listen to me give my presentation and say hi. Come say hi. Hang out. Let's hang out. Going to be there all weekend. And I'm going to drive myself, Greg. I know that scares you for me. Look. Dude, it's like takes 3 hours to drive to Cincinnati from my house, right?
What's Robbie doing?
It takes an hour and a half to drive from my house to the airport, for God's sake. I mean, another hour and a half and I could be there. Robbie wouldn't. Robbie won't. My son is an angel, but he ain't going to drive me down to a conference and stay for the weekend. Trust me. He doesn't want to talk about any of this stuff. I'm on my own. So
Covington, Kentucky, honey, and pick Deb up and take her home in July.
Are you scared for me, Greg? Greg doesn't like the way I drive. As long as it's not dark out, I'm okay.
Yeah, true.
You're more than welcome to come.
Man, I don't know, man. I've seen you on 465 in the Indianapolis metro area. That's kind of.
No, I was on 65 in the Spaghetti Bowl.
That's right.
You had a mini stroke. I ended up pulling over and letting him drive.
I was like, yay. No offense, but how about you just pull on over? I'll drive the rest of the way. We were going down to Bobby Mackey's, which is no more. Did you see that?
I saw that. Oh, that's so sad. They're going to rebuild it, right? But
I have no idea. He's in a nice place, a nicer nightclub now. I don't know that he'll rebuild, but whatever goes there is still going to be haunted. I hate to tell him.
Oh, for sure. That the land that it's sitting on is just going to be
facts,
right with looping stuff all over and over again. We were just talking about that tonight. It was something we drove past. Oh. Up here in Kokomo, there was a old guy who was a massive hoarder, and his whole he consumed an entire corner of this block. And I'm sure, and the neighbors were just beside themselves for years, and it attracted rats and it was just junk everywhere. It was horrible. And then when they come and try to clean it up, he'd run out there with a shotgun. Typical crazy old man, right? Well, he passed away. City finally came in, moved out, cleaned all of it out. They built really nice, like dormitory style apartments for some of these IUPUI kids, or IU Kokomo kids, and I mean it's we drove by there tonight, and my son goes, "Do you remember when that old crazy guy lived there?" And that was all. And I said, "Yes, I do remember," and I can feel it right now as we're driving by. That building is haunted AF.
Yeah.
I promise you, that old man is messing with those people in that building. I guarantee it, because he was crazy about his land.
Yeah.
So you can take an old house out of somewhere, but you can't clean off the land like that.
No, not at all. I know they had made at Indiana Central State there on Washington Street. They had tore some of that down and made condos.
I wouldn't live in there if you gave it to me for free.
That's right.
Promise.
Yep.
My son's grandfather, on my ex-husband's side, was a security guard there at Central State for many, many, many years. And Lord have mercy, this was before I even got interested in paranormal stuff. He talked about how haunted that place was and the things that he'd seen there at night.
Yeah.
Doors open and close, hearing people hollering, wheelchairs rolling down the hallway all by themselves, and turning corners and shit all by themselves, doors opening and closing. No, I wouldn't live in one of those apartments if you gave it to me for free.
Nope. There's no way. And my thing was, you needed to go down there that way or go up that way and start handing out cards, because that's as haunted as that location is. And it's not the building that's haunted, it's the land that's haunted. Let's just put that out there.
Right.
But I would love to investigate it, to be honest, but I wonder how many people moved in and moved out because of it being as haunted as it is.
Yeah. I don't know. I wonder if there's a way you could see the occupancy. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's got to be a public record somewhere of occupancy. Not you wouldn't be able to see people's names, but just numbers.
Right.
The occupancy rate and the turnover rate.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's got to be somewhere something.
There's a database for everything. So you're.
Yeah.
If it's leased, no. If it's owned, yes.
Okay. So if it's leased, no, but if it's owned, yes.
Okay.
If you own the condo, you can look it up. But if somebody leased a condo, I don't know that you would find that.
Okay.
Oh.
Like rental agreements,
Yeah.
That's not public record necessarily.
Okay. So yeah, I don't know. I'd like to check it out.
Property records.
You used to look up. D used to look up property records
For that one job.
for that. Oh yeah, for that investigator job.
Yeah.
Nice.
Interesting.
Right. All right. Well, looks like we're coming down to the bottom of the hour. You guys are listening to Midwest Paratalk Radio. Smooth jazz. No, wait. Wrong show.
Oh my gosh. I love doing this. I'm so glad we did this just for the hell of it.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
It's kind of like a pop-up taco truck.
I like tacos.
I like taco trucks too.
Right?
Especially with teeth. Oh, I got to tell you, if you like tamales,
yeah,
go to the tamale place on Rockville Road in Indy. Oh my God.
It's funny you say that. We are planning next summer to go to Rockville to the Indiana Sanatorium. They have day tours where they cut you loose on your own for like X amount of dollars. It's like $16 to $20 a head. And you can investigate for like 6 hours. Well, tour for 6 hours on your own.
Where at?
This Indiana Sanatorium in Rockville.
Holy cow! My daughter-in-law's from Rockville. Her parents live there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's wild.
So when we do the Rockville thing, I'll let you know.
Yeah,
so that you can come down too.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Like the tamale place is in Indianapolis. It's on Rockville Road, but man, it is phenomenal. They were on diners, drive-ins, and dives
Oh
just
yeah,
a couple
yeah.
weeks ago. They
Really?
Yeah, they grind their own freaking corn for their masa. And
Really?
these tamales are humongous and they are so delicious.
Guy Fieri still does that?
Yep.
No shit.
Yeah.
I didn't think he did that show anymore. That's cool.
Well, I don't know. This was just on the other day. So it's delicious. Anyway, go check it out.
We
Free
will over
plug.
there.
Free plug.
Right? Yeah, well you come down and then we'll have tamales and all that before we go after we do the investigation.
Yeah, I was gonna say you might want to do that afterwards.
Somebody will poop their pants, but it won't be me.
Rockville they have a lot of covered bridges there, and I often wonder if those have little visitors around them.
At least passerbys. Period, passerby. So it'd be a residual haunt, I believe.
Mm-hmm. There's a whole little village there, Rockville. There's a whole little village of old buildings from like the 1800s and stuff that you can walk through, like an old schoolhouse.
Some sort of community that used to be at those old places. I don't want to say cult, but like a commune. There's some place here in Indiana that has the village is like a bunch of hippies, and no offense to hippies, but new ages and hippies and
I don't know. I never heard of that.
It'd be interesting to go see because they have shops and whatnot. I think it'd be cool to go through and do a little window shopping. I don't know. We'll have to look at that and see. But all right, what else you got going on here, Deb?
Well, I'm going to be a guest on Rachel Dretch's Woo Woo podcast, but sometime in January. We haven't got a date set yet, but that's going to be fun.
Right. Nice. Yeah. For those of you don't know, Rachel from SNL. Yeah. She's big into the paranormal and ufology. So.
She interviews a lot of famous people for ghost. I mean, I looked at some of her videos, and actually, this seems like a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to it.
Link me for that, and then I'll link it on the show page.
Yeah, because she got an opportunity to hear some of our EVPs. I had the opportunity to show somebody who is friends with her the EVPs, and they shared them, and they really liked them, so they want me to come and talk about it. And I'm like, I love talking about this shit. I'll talk to anybody who listen about that. So so I'll be doing that in January. I don't know the date yet, but when I get it, I'll let you know. We're still working that out. I think I might be going to California sometime in 2025 also, but I don't know about a date yet. So, I mean, I'm hoping the 2025 is a whole lot more fun than 2023 and 2024 were, because they kind of sucked because I was falling apart pretty bad.
Felt that.
So, I'm officially on a diet. I want to lose 30 pounds before I go to in July. I think I can do it, you know? So, and also I need to not kill my liver more. So I have had fatty liver issues from being overweight my whole life. So I gotta take good care of myself so I can be around a long time. But I do need that t-shirt that says future ghost, because I am a future ghost. And I will be haunting the fuck out of I'm sorry. You'll have to beat me. You have to beat me. I will be haunting the AF out of everyone. I have a list.
This is live, so it's hard to censor out.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Now we're going to be in trouble because I said the F word. I'm sorry.
Oh, Facebook is going to ban you?
I'm already in trouble by them. I'm in trouble by the world. Oh, well.
It is the end of the world as we know it.
It is what it is.
I'm not worried about it. If they ban us off that platform, I'll find us another. How you like them apples?
I I've heard people say the F word on podcasts all the time.
I'm not worried about it. I just like to give you shit. I mean, let's be honest. Let's be honest. So yeah,
I'm the cool grandma.
I got what, like 5 or 6 different shirts that you've sent me. I told Deb earlier, so I'm gonna have to get some shirts and get going on that.
I know. What's the last one? I can't remember it.
There was. It's weird being the same age as old people.
Yeah. I know. I like that one because when I went to my 40th or 30th high school reunion with Terry, she was a year behind me, and our 2 classes, 76 and 77 combined, because at that age half of us are dead, so they just combined us all into one thing, right?
So you can have more than 20 people there.
Yeah, so we got out of the parking lot at the venue, and I looked around at her, and I'm like, "Where all the hell these old people come from?" And she goes, "Girl, we went to school with them." And I'm like, "No, we did not."
Who the hell are these old people?
Where the hell did all these old people come from?
Right. So what I want to do though, I want to do it's the weird one. No, I want to do Future Ghost in the glow in the dark.
Oh yeah, that'd be even cooler.
Right. I got that material, so that wouldn't be hard to do. Do you
And
want long sleeve?
No.
Short?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like
weird being the same age as old people.
Yeah. And I also I need a barcode. By God, I need a barcode.
Oh yeah. I created a barcode. I'll put that on where can I put that? I can put that on the back of either one of those shirts, to be honest. I'll do that for it's weird being the same age as old people, and I'll have the QR code on the back. And if you know, you know. And I'm not going to tell you what it says if you scan the QR code, but I'm sure you guys can imagine what it says.
And if you see me wearing it, scan it.
Yeah, hell yeah. I'll put that on the back of that one for sure. But yeah, I've created it. I think I sent it to you, didn't I? Did we get it to work?
No.
I'll have to check. We will definitely check.
I've sent it to me on my phone, but I can't scan it on my phone.
I think that's what it was.
I think that's what it was. I think you sent it to me on my phone. I'm like, hey, wait.
How
do I do this?
How? Yeah, okay.
Help me.
We'll figure it out, and then we'll get that done. So if you guys are interested in getting shirts done, hit me up, G Monkey Apparel. You can hit me up here on the YouTube page. I'll get all those messages. Also, go over to Deb's website, debshome.com, and you can read all about her story. And you can buy her book there on her website, as well as Barnes & Noble, Amazon, and any place that you can buy.
Online booksellers, yep.
So I don't have a book yet, but I'm going to get Deb to help me. I think Billy and I are wanting to write a paranormal book.
Yeah, I help you.
So I think we're going to recruit you to help us. We'll give you the editor line in the book there. So, all right, you guys, if you have any comments or questions, you can hit up gcable at midwestparatalkradio.com. You can hit up debcobble@gmail.com. And that being said, we will see you guys, hopefully next week, right?
Sure, as long as my teeth don't break.
I got to tell a story. So right after they first broke, Deb hits me up on Facebook Messenger, right? And she calls me, and I'm like, "Hey, what's up?" And she's like, "Hey, I just wanted to see if these teeth would work right, but they're only half. There's only half of it." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's not gonna work."
I tried.
I was like, "Yeah,
really trying."
But
kids, brush your teeth, or you're gonna end up like me.
Brush and floss. Don't get diabetes, or you end up like me.
I used to tell my granddaughter when she was like 3, I'd say, "Brush your teeth, or you're gonna be like Nene." And then I put my teeth out. She'd be like, when she was little, she'd go, "That's so cool."
Oh,
and then when she got older, she was like, "Oh my God, that's so gross."
Yeah. My grandfather used to pop his teeth out at us when we were little. He'd be sitting there in his rocking chair, and we'd be walking around him or whatnot, and he'd go, "Oh," and he'd pop his top legs out.
There is
Our
something
top
wrong
flat,
with me.
No,
I am not bashful. I say shit that would mortify most women. I don't care. I could care less.
I mean, that's yeah.
That's me.
It is what it is.
All right. Okay,
All right,
now we're
kids.
gonna leave.
Out of beer, out of here. We'll see you guys next Thursday. I don't know if we'll like pre-record it Thursday day and then play it at night, and where we can just monitor the chats and interact that way. I don't know. We'll talk about it and we'll figure that shit out.
All righty.
All right, you guys have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week here at MidwestParatalkRadio.com.
Bye.